This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning, Thursday, 9th day of the month. Hello, early risers. I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. And John Scalzi joins us. And John, I looked up, very clear sky, plenty of stars, which might mean a clear day today, huh?
Yeah, I think we'll have a lot of sunshine around today. We may have a little bit of patchy fog coming our way, but we will have a lot of sun. But we'll also have some higher clouds that will be working their way in today as well. So we have a front that's going to be moving through the area. That front will not bring us any rainfall, but it will bring us some, I think, some cooler weather as we head into the next day or two. Not a lot, but a little bit of a cooler break by a couple degrees. More seasonable. Today, though, again, way above average temperatures, coming in around 84, 85 degrees. We have the cloud cover you can see to the north of us kind of sinking southward. High, thin, wispy clouds for the most part. Rainfall is going to be kind of isolated to the north of us. As that front sinks south, it's basically going to fall apart. Moving through our area later tonight through tomorrow, we'll see the temperatures drop by about 4 or 5 degrees tomorrow afternoon. And the threat of fog will go away. Talk all about that coming up in a few, Ray.
Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking traffic right now. Little blip there on the screen. State Road 70 in the eastbound lane just after 301. Be aware of that. Otherwise, nothing else in Manatee County. South County, Bee Ridge as you leave the interstate and head west toward Cattleman Honore. No problem there. And South County, we'll check that map now and see all clear at 5:02 on your Thursday morning. Hundreds came out last night to officially open a new 18-story high-rise hotel. Our Rick Adams has a closer look at what the Westin could do for Sarasota's Bayfront.
Many of the movers and shakers from the Sarasota area converged on the Westin Sarasota Wednesday night for a grand opening celebration, enjoying a first-rate experience at the 255-room luxury hotel. Lynn Bates with Visit Sarasota County says she's excited about having the Westin in Sarasota. She tells us a hotel of this caliber will bring in more people who will pour money into the local economy.
It brings new hotel rooms to the area, which means bringing more people that are going to be staying and spending time and going out to restaurants and attractions in the area, so it's a great opportunity for the destination. In addition to the modern rooms with the stunning backdrops, guests had a chance to enjoy good food and music in the massive ballroom and the breathtaking views from the 19th floor rooftop lounge and restaurant. Westin Sarasota's general manager Doug Hope says this hotel is providing work to around 175 people, and that number will be bumped up to about 200 people during the season.
It's the service levels that we provide, and we've been so fortunate to have some of Sarasota's finest come join our team, and we couldn't be more delighted to have them on our team here.
Nancy Campbell was one of the people who was enjoying the festivities at the Westin. She just recently moved into the View, which is right next door. She's already been enjoying a lot of what the Westin has to offer.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's very nice. I've eaten at the restaurant like 4 times. Very good.
It took the Westin Sarasota more than 3 years to build, and it opened its doors at the end of July. Wednesday night's celebration was the official opening of the hotel. Reporting from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
15 down, 4 to go. Sarasota police say they arrested 15 drug dealers, but still a few more are still out there. Police called it Operation Cornerstone. There's some mugshots for you. Undercover detectives buying drugs from dealers, from heroin and cocaine to spice and prescription drugs. The search is now on for these 4 men, though. Derek Harner, Benjamin Kung, Daryl McNeil, and Khalid Polk. Here's the police chief.
And we know that drug crimes relate to many other crimes, from robberies to shootings to homicides.
Of the 15 arrested so far, it's a combined 559 prior felony arrests and 174 prior felony convictions. The Manatee County YMCA is collecting unopened medicine to send to hurricane victims in Cuba. They'll be accepting donations until Tuesday. They'll work closely with the YMCA in Cuba to distribute the medicines where they are needed the most. They're looking for ibuprofen, aspirin, multivitamins, and more. You can drop off donations to the Welcome Center at any Manatee County YMCA branch. New video has emerged of the small plane crash off St. Petersburg that involved a former baseball pitcher, Roy Halladay. Video from TMZ Sports shows that Halladay's plane was flying just above the Gulf, then dropped to a few feet above the water. Halladay bought the small sport plane less than a month ago. His death is a loss to many in the baseball community.
He's a workaholic. I mean, that's how he got to where he did in baseball, was not from sitting around not doing anything. It was always working out, always lifting, always throwing.
An investigation is underway into what caused the plane to go down. The NTSB says both flight data recorders were recovered, but the plane did not have a voice recorder. A new lawsuit contends that Governor Scott is failing to comply with a state law that requires him to fully disclose his own finances. A Tallahassee attorney filed a lawsuit against the governor, asking a judge to force him to reveal more information. Relying on stock records, the lawsuit alleges that Scott has broken the law because his financial disclosures do not include all of his holdings. Scott's latest filing listed his net worth at nearly $149 million. A higher education bill sponsored by Area State Senator Bill Galvano has passed the Senate Appropriations Subcommittee. The bill will expand the Bright Futures Academic Scholar Award to pay 100% of tuition and fees, and the Bright Futures Medallion Scholar Award to pay 75% of tuition and fees. Galvano says he wants to help alleviate some of the financial burden facing Florida students as well as their families. Free admission for all families and visitors on Veterans Day to honor those who have served and are currently serving in our U.S. military. Florida State Parks offer year-round discounts on annual entrance passes to those who currently serve or have served in the U.S. military, veterans with service-related disabilities, and surviving spouses of members of the military who may have fallen in combat. Sarasota will have another sister city to add to the repertoire next year. The city will celebrate the addition of Rapper Siljona. That's in Switzerland, a new official sister city of Sarasota. The Swiss city is known for its medieval castles, abbeys, and is nestled in a picturesque valley in the Alps. Rapper Siljona joins Vladimir, Russia, Telmond, Israel, among others, as an official sister city. The Sister Cities Association organization hopes these connections will help connect similar cities and allow for productive exchanges of ideas. Sarasota's Bay Haven School will host its Veterans Day program today in their cafeteria. The school's chorus will sing an Armed Forces medley and say thank you to our veterans. Speakers will also include a Vietnam vet and members of the student leadership team. All veterans and community members are invited to join the students and staff in this celebration. It starts at 9:30 a.m. at Bay Haven School on Tamiami Circle. Students from the Ringling College of Art and Design made a few new friends at the Senior Friendship Center yesterday. A dozen art students brought their sketch pads and pencils and were able to share eye contact, smiles, and laughter as their artwork helped bridge the generations.
We had a couple painters over there. We had some fine artists. We had someone from New Jersey that was actually like a world renowned over here, which is pretty intense. Yeah.
Well, they found their artwork as a way to connect on a deeper level. This is the first time Ringling has done this in the past 7 years. And I was out there enjoying the give and take. 60 years apart, you know, some 20-year-old kids and some 80-year-old seniors, but they were smiling and sharing ideas on drawing.
That's awesome.
It was nice to watch.
It's a great place, Senior Friendship Center.
Very active there.
My father used to go there. It was an absolutely great place.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing what they do there, both, you know, for the residents and how the residents can give back to the community as well. Or not residents, but the people that go.
Yeah, it's right there at the 41-301 split.
Yeah. And they have one in Venice, too. It's absolutely great. We have some wonderful weather shaping up for us, I think, over the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few.
Also, head first alert traffic and parking meters on St. Armand's Circle are one step closer now to happening. And later in the hour, President Trump talks tough with China. We'll hear his comments at 5:33.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing, but sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, They can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperature dew point match, 66-degree air temperature, 66-degree dew point. That gives us 100% relative humidity. The stage is set again for some patchy fog to develop, mostly, I think, in the southernmost parts of the viewing area and in inland parts of the viewing area. That's where we could see some of that fog form. Should burn off pretty quickly, though, as we have a front moving through, coming through later in the day. I think cloud cover will be a little bit higher today, particularly the high, thin clouds. 66 degrees, Mayaca City, Wauchula at 67, so is Arcadia, Parrish at 66, Bradenton at 66 this morning, 68 in Northport, Inglewood at 69, so is Venice, and Longboat Key comes in at 70 degrees. So across the area today, high pressure is still our dominant weather feature. But we also have a front that's draped across the deep south, sinking southward pretty rapidly, actually. It'll move through the entire state as we head into the next 24 hours. And by tomorrow morning, we'll see winds building around the high pressure ridge just to our north that'll direct our air out of the northwest. And that will draw down some slightly drier air and get rid of this fog problem that we have had over the last several days, mostly in inland areas, but it's been around. So that will occur, and then a secondary front will move through the area over the course of the weekend and draw down some even cooler air, so that by the time we hit the beginning of next work week, our temperatures will actually maybe even be a little slightly below average, which is something we haven't seen in a while. So the front moves through, and yes, there will be a few scattered showers over on the other coast. I don't think we're going to see a lot around here, though. Most of the rain shower activity will be either out in Gulf waters or, as I mentioned, over in the Atlantic waters, and maybe a few on the east coast of the state. We will see maybe a little high cloudiness around, but that will be about it. Those clouds will give way to plenty of sunshine by tomorrow. So some morning fog, some sunny afternoon temperatures with warmer than average conditions coming in at about 84 degrees. So there's a little bit of moisture that will be producing those high, thin clouds sinking southward on that frontal boundary. That's indicated here by these turquoise colors at mid and upper levels. But then back behind it, there's some drier air that we have seen over our area over the better part of this week. That will be replacing the moisture and bring us a pretty nice couple of days, I think. And the second front that comes through, well, that one will be slightly stronger and maybe produce a scattered shower or two, but not a lot of rainfall. So the forecast kind of looks like this for today. That southwest wind switching northwest with a frontal passage and bringing us a breezy overnight wind, and then over the next several days, warm but getting more seasonable as we head into the beginning of next work week. Back to you, Ray.
All right, thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. State Road 70 already showing some congestion. That's not the only one on the eastbound lanes toward the interstate. Farther south now into Sarasota County, little blips there. Look at that, Siesta Key showing some early action around the beach road there. Be aware of that. And South County all clear at 5:15 on your Thursday morning. Well, finding parking on St. Armand's Circle is rarely easy. So the city is going to build a parking garage behind the Columbia restaurant there, and to help pay for it, they're installing parking meters around the circle. Yesterday, the city asked for feedback on various designs, and our Dwayne Lindo was there.
In terms of the look, exterior design, profile, which one is number one, which is two?
Visitors on St. Armand's Circle had the opportunity to test various parking meters Wednesday afternoon. The city's parking division manager, Mark Lyons, says there's a reason why these meters will be in play.
We weren't looking just to create revenue streams, but what they really needed to do is identify a way to increase their parking capacity. And so we looked at the entire area and realized that a parking garage was needed.
In order to pay for the garage, the city and St. Armand's merchants agreed the meter revenue would help. But Tom Scholler, who works on the circle, sees it differently.
I may leave. I may stop working here because they're going to charge me to park? Ridiculous.
Citing other Florida cities that he says have an issue with parking altogether.
Dunedin did the same thing. Now all of the merchants, the Chamber of Commerce, they're looking at taking the meters out because it's killing the bar business, it's killing the restaurant business. It's stopping those people from coming in that just want to spend an hour or two.
Lyons says both the city and the Merchants Association did their homework before the decision was made, as well as looking at other municipalities with a similar setup.
Aspen has increased their meters, occupancy, and their rates, and seen 20% increase during their season in the sales tax revenue. The city of Oxford, Mississippi is another small city that put meters in. All the businesses are doing great.
The city pointing out that they will hold future meter demonstrations with the public to make sure they get it right.
We're trying to understand whether or not the public desires a multi-space system or some combination thereof where there's single spaces and poles at each one of those spaces. This is going to create additional spaces, keep spaces open so that those who are willing to pay can park close in, and those who don't want to pay can pay less in a surface lot.
Dwayne Lindo, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And discussion continues about meters still in the downtown Sarasota area. Very controversial issue on the Suncoast. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a rare glimpse at the campus where Apple designs phones in Northern California. And at 5:30, we'll tell you why the president's new NASA chief nominee is attracting some controversy.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 16th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival presented by Publix, Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Hey, nice day at the Senior Center. We talked earlier about some of the students from the Ringling College who came out to show off their artwork and also help the seniors with the art as well. Professor Poppy Spencer jump-started the idea. Nice to meet her as well yesterday. So a nice day out there at the Senior Friendship Center on Brother Greenan Way. You can check out more pictures on my Facebook page, Ray Collins, ABC7. Like the page, check it out, and also leave a note. I'll be sure to write back. And also John Scalzi has plenty of new information too from the world of meteorology. Also, you can update our app. It's a brand new app to get breaking news. Go to the App Store at WWSB or My Suncoast and make sure you update that to stay up to date on all the Suncoast news here. 521 right now. It's one of the most cutting-edge places to work in the world. Now we're getting a rare glimpse inside the Apple campus.
In today's Tech Bites, the future of Apple's iPad.
The tablet's new high-end version will incorporate iPhone 10 features like slimmer edges and facial recognition, according to a Bloomberg News report. It'll also have no home button. It's expected to be unveiled next year. And Apple fans can soon get a closer look at the company's massive new campus.
The visitor center at Apple Park opens a week from tomorrow. The spaceship is a 2.8 million square foot building. The visitor center will have a retail store and Apple's first ever public cafe. And this real-life Iron Man just set a new world record for the fastest speed ever hit in a jet suit.
While flying around a park in England, he hit 32 miles per hour. The high-tech suit is being considered for use by the military and Hollywood. He says lots of people are interested in this one.
I gotta say, it looks pretty cool.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Disabled American Veterans.
I'm a veteran. We hit a mine in Vietnam.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
My victory's been never giving up hope.
DAV helps veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I finally admitted, with my PTSD, I wasn't doing well.
So veterans can reach victories, great and small.
Now I wish I'd found DAV sooner. My victory is just enjoying each day.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Get $10 in Macy's money for every $50 you spend and watch the savings add up. Use it on top of coupons and sale prices on our best brands, even on active and beauty. The more you buy, the more Macy's money you get. Now through Wednesday.
Just press clean and Roomba from iRobot gets to work using 2 multi-surface brushes and power-lifting suction to grab and remove everything from fine dust to large debris. Daily dirt doesn't stand a chance. You and Roomba from iRobot, better together.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, President Trump arrives in China. We'll tell you what he said about trade. Some pushback on the president's nominee for NASA. We'll tell you why. And it would be the biggest tax cut in some 30 years. So why are some Democrats opposed? Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And a pleasant good morning to you. Up to Thursday now, 9th day of the month. I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. John Scalzi is also with us, and this is the nicest time of the year, John. Plenty of sunshine.
Plenty of sunshine indeed. First, a little fog, though, this morning, and maybe a few more fair weather clouds this afternoon, because we have a front moving through today that'll really change up our weather, I think, over the next couple of days, for the better for most folks, I think. We have right now visibility of a half mile in Punta Gorda. We also have some denser fog in inland areas and spotty locations. It's really patchy stuff, and a lot of folks won't experience anything at all. Mostly inland folks will see, on occasion, a little bit of that fog form, then it'll go away, then it may come back. That will all burn off pretty rapidly after about 9 o'clock this morning, though. And that should leave us with some pretty nice weather for today, mostly sunny sky. However, for the second half of the day, you will notice an increase in cloud cover because of a frontal boundary sinking southward. That frontal boundary contains a lot of rain showers to the north of us right now. We have lots of stuff going on from, well, the Texas coastline all the way up through the mid-Atlantic states. That will kind of fall apart as it sinks southward. So that our rain chance today is pretty minimal. But our daytime high will certainly be warmer than average, again coming in at around 84 degrees. This will probably be the last day for several days that we see temperatures that warm. We'll detail that forecast for you coming up in a few. Right?
Thank you, John. Checking in first alert traffic. Some buildup now on University in both directions as you get past 301 and head toward I-75. Also farther south now into Sarasota, some issues there on Clark Road in the eastbound lanes around Beneva. And then farther south on our final map, a little problem there already southbound 41 as you approach the bypass. Otherwise, all clear at 5:29 on your Thursday morning. Our top story, President Trump is in China now, and he didn't hold back when talking about his campaign promise about imports and exports with China. And that's not all. ABC's Karen Travers is there.
Another red carpet rolled out for President Trump. An elaborate welcome ceremony outside Beijing's Great Hall of the People. Military bands, some very excited children. After the pomp and circumstance, the two leaders got down to business. Several thorny issues on their agenda. China was a favorite boogeyman for Mr. Trump during the presidential campaign. He said China was raping the United States and getting away with murder on trade. But sitting next to President Xi Thursday, a major change in tone.
I don't blame China. After all, who can blame a country for being able to take advantage of another country for the benefit of its citizens? I give China great credit.
It was a headline-making moment, an American president in China blaming his predecessors for allowing the trade deficit to balloon. The other big issue, the nuclear standoff with North Korea. President Trump using these meetings with President Xi to push for a greater commitment from China.
China can fix this problem easily and quickly, and I am calling on China and your great president to hopefully work on it very hard. I know one thing about your president. If he works on it hard, it will happen.
The Trump administration says China has significant influence over North Korea as its biggest economic partner. The president today once again calling on all responsible nations to stop doing business with North Korea as a way to get it to change its behavior. Karen Travers, ABC News, traveling with the president in Beijing.
Meantime, back on Capitol Hill, President Trump's pick to head NASA will move forward in the nomination process. A Senate committee approved Representative Jim Bridenstine yesterday. The Oklahoma Republican faced tough questioning during his initial hearing a week prior to the committee's vote. Critics felt the NASA position should go to someone who was nonpartisan. Others at the hearing raised concern about his lack of science background. Bridenstine was elected to Congress in 2012. He served in the Navy and was the executive director for the Tulsa Air and Space Museum. The House Ways and Means chairman says all Americans will see tax cuts under the GOP tax plan. It would be the biggest reduction since 1986. Congressman Kevin Brady promises to reduce taxes on many salaries, but that might not mean everyone will see tax cuts to their overall tax bills.
One thing the joint tax made clear is that there is tax relief in every income bracket. And as we continue to work through the bill, as we continue to look at these provisions, at the end of the day, I'm confident we're going to have tax relief at every income level for many, many Americans.
Democrats say the tax cuts are delusional and would mess up the economy and actually hurt the middle class. The U.S. making changes to its Cuba sanctions that will make it harder for Americans to travel there now. Americans wanting to visit Cuba will have to go as part of an organized tour group run by U.S. companies. The State Department is also publishing a list of dozens of hotels, shops, and other businesses that are linked to Cuba's military. Americans are banned from doing business with them, making travel a little more complicated now. The Pentagon says the investigation into last month's deadly ISIS ambush in Niger should wrap up by January. You'll recall 4 soldiers were killed and 2 others were injured 4 weeks ago in Africa. The group was with 30 Nigerian soldiers when they were attacked by 50 ISIS-affiliated fighters armed with grenades, mortars, and heavy machine guns. Look at this. A Hawaiian airline engine caught fire on landing at the airport in Seattle. Witnesses caught video of the plane. There were no passengers on board, just the flight crew. No injuries reported and no word yet as to why the engine caught fire. Sears and Kmart are trying to get ahead of the holiday rush by putting almost everything, in fact everything, literally everything, on sale. Through Thanksgiving weekend, Sears will offer up to 50% off on everything. Kmart up to 40% off on everything. It's part of the plan to get sales up. In the past year, Sears closed more than 400 stores. Both Sears and Kmart have not turned profits in at least 7 years. Well, the first driverless shuttle bus in Las Vegas launched only to crash 2 hours later. The private company that operates the shuttle says the vehicle stopped exactly as it was supposed to when a truck in front got too close. Well, the truck driver didn't see the shuttle and backed into it. 8 passengers were aboard when it happened. Nobody was injured, and police gave the truck driver a citation. The oval-shaped shuttle can transport up to 12 passengers and has an attendant and computer monitor, but no steering wheel and no brake pedals. A death row inmate convicted of killing 2 in Tampa 25 years ago has been executed now. This man, 53-year-old Patrick Hannon, was pronounced dead at 8:50 last night after an injection at the Florida State Prison. He was convicted of first-degree murder for killing 2 roommates near USF back in 1991. His previous appeals were denied, including the U.S. Supreme Court that denied his request yesterday as well. A suspected case of road rage led to gunshots near a busy Sarasota County intersection. Deputies responded to US 301 just south of University Parkway for reports of a shooting. They believe 2 drivers were arguing when one fired at the other. The victim's recovering now with non-life-threatening injuries, and they're still looking for the other driver. 3 men have been arrested for a theft at a Sarasota County fishing store. Deputies say the men stole more than $800 in rods and reels from West Marine on Tamiami Trail. This surveillance video from a nearby parking lot captures the trio preparing for the crime, then driving off minutes later with the stolen merchandise. An off-duty deputy found the van on I-75 and pulled it over. The men have been charged with grand theft and principal to grand theft as well. A vivid demonstration about the effects of being careless while preparing a Thanksgiving turkey. Sarasota County firefighters showed the media what can happen. Thanksgiving, they say, is the #1 day for structure fires around the country. Firefighters hosted a turkey fryer demonstration showing what can go wrong when a fryer is not used correctly.
Most of the things that we want to teach people is be safe, have a safe area around the cooking utensils, that it's hot, it can get burned easily, but most important, do it correctly, and then we won't have a problem.
And they say always read the manufacturer's recommendations for your specific fryer before you start cooking. Uber has officially launched the Uber Eats app and website in Sarasota. The coverage area also includes downtown, Gulfgate, Lakewood Ranch, Siesta Key, St. Armands, and more. Customers will have access to menus of more than 50 restaurants, including Duval's Fresh Local Seafood, J-Pan, and Madison's. Delivery is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Florida regulators say 23 nursing homes are not following new rules put in place after residents died in a South Florida nursing home. After Hurricane Irma, Governor Scott pushed through emergency rules requiring senior facilities to have generators capable of providing backup power for 4 days. The nursing homes have 1 week to comply. The Agency for Healthcare Administration says facilities will be subjected to a $1,000 fine a day if they are not in compliance. A state Senate panel this week narrowly approved a bill that tries to encourage women not to have abortions. Lawmakers want to spend $4 million for the initiative. The bill was then approved by the Senate Health Policy Committee as well.
Many times there's nowhere else to turn to. If you want to have a baby, there's very little places out there that will give you information, give you a network, help you get support. That's the purpose of the network.
The bill will be up for a vote in January. A soldier's remains are finally home to Florida 73 years after he died in World War II. People gathered at the West Palm Beach International Airport to greet the remains of Sergeant Richard Gordon Sowell. He was an Army sergeant in World War II in the Pacific Theater. He was killed in action during the Battle of Saipan back in 1944 when he was 21 years old. His remains were buried in a numbered grave in Hawaii until a DNA test through a relative confirmed it was Sowell.
He kind of became legendary in our family. So the fact that he was brought home today is just really very moving and quite an amazing experience for all of us. We're very proud of him.
Sergeant Sowell will receive full military honors. His funeral will take place in Palm Beach County tomorrow. Happening today, Fruitville Elementary School will honor veterans at a special event called Courage and Coffee. The event will feature student performances about the importance of the armed forces and those who defend our country. The event is open to the public and starts at 8:45 this morning at the Fruitville Elementary on Honore. The Bradenton Police Department is welcoming its newest officer, K9 Cecil, now part of the team. I love this picture. Southeastern Guide Dogs donated the pup. He'll be training for several weeks on how to become a police dog. Then he'll serve alongside a school resource officer visiting schools around Bradenton and using his nose to sniff out trouble. Very important part of the team.
Indeed, and a good representative in the school system as
Yes.
well. And those are great dogs, absolutely wonderful dogs from Southeastern Guide Dogs. They're just such good breed.
Yeah, it's amazing what they can do. I mean, at the airports and sniffing out drugs, they bring those dogs in, and boy, they mean business.
It's pretty incredible. Yeah. Good companions too, I think, for the police officers.
That's
they
true.
really do form a bond.
Yeah.
We have some changing weather coming up over the next couple of days with frontal boundary sinking southward. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
Also still ahead, first alert traffic, and a Utah man found a kidney donation for his wife. We'll have the inspiring story up next in Health Smart.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 16th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival presented by Publix, Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? you'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599. 800-570-7599.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
The ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today. Meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we have calm winds out there right now. We have fairly clear skies. We have a temperature and a dew point that are exactly the same, giving us 100% relative humidity. That's kind of the recipe for fog, and we do have that potential across the region this morning, particularly in inland areas and points to the south where moisture is a little bit higher. 66-degree air temperature, dew point coming in at 66 as well across the region. 66 is a very popular number, actually, with Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, all coming in at 66 degrees. 64 degrees in Punta Gorda, 69 in Inglewood, 68 in Venice, and 70 at Longboat Key. At the cooler spot in Punta Gorda, we do have some patchy fog that has formed there, reducing visibility down to about a half a mile. So across the nation, pretty active weather scenario. We've got one front moving onshore in the Pacific Northwest, producing some rain showers there. Some of it kind of heavy, actually, and getting some much needed rain in northern California. Another frontal boundary producing snow showers in the western Great Lakes. This also contains some very cold air. We can get down into the teens tonight in the northern tier states, so some pretty chilly weather there. A big ridge of high pressure producing some slightly lower dew point weather, some lower humidity weather, just on the heels of this cold front that'll be sinking southward through our area today. It's producing a lot of showery activity through parts of the deep south, including some rain showers around the Atlanta airport, Raleigh-Durham airport, Charlotte airport. Could be some airport delays there because of some low-hanging clouds. Not necessarily severe weather, but just because of the rainfall. Now, that frontal boundary will be sinking south throughout the day today and into tonight. It will spawn a few scattered showers over on the Atlantic coast and maybe even the coastal areas. But for us, I don't think we'll see much in the way of any rainfall, but we will see a little bit of extra high cloudiness, especially in the second half of the day as that front moves through. Once the front moves through, our winds are going to shift. They're going to go from southwest to a more northwest flow around an area of high pressure building in. And that's the area that I said had a little drier air associated with it. Well, that drier air will work its way southward into our region by tomorrow. So I think that tomorrow's weather is going to be beautiful, really. We have a lot of sunshine around. We'll have that lower humidity air in place, and we'll also have some slightly cooler temperatures. Seasonable temperatures, actually, for this time of year, coming in near the 80-degree mark as opposed to the mid-80s, which is what we will see today, a warmer than average temperature. Under a sunny afternoon with some high-level clouds, we have this patchy morning fog problem again this morning. This will be the last morning for it. As that drier air moves in, the fog issue goes away. So Titan radar right now across the entire state not showing a whole lot of action. We do have a few scattered showers out in the Atlantic waters, and as I mentioned, that would be the major thing that we might see with this front sinking southward. Again, lots of rainfall through the deep south associated with that frontal boundary. But back behind it, some pretty dry air, and I think a nice couple of days shaping up for us. Forecast looks like this for boaters. Watch out because the winds will be picking up overnight with that front coming through. Watch for the southwest wind to switch northwest at about 5 to 10 this afternoon. Pretty nice afternoon for boating, actually. But then as we go into the second half of the day, winds picking up to about 15 knots. So do watch for that. Otherwise, tomorrow will be beautiful with the daytime high near the 80-degree mark. Saturday, too, Veterans Day looks nice with 82 as a daytime high. Sunday, another front comes through, a weak one with a chance of a shower or two. But look what it does. Look what it does on Tuesday and Wednesday. Daytime highs then only in the upper 70s. Ray?
Very nice. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. Pretty clear. In Manatee County, no issues to speak of at this hour of the day. Farther south, a little blip there. 41 southbound at the Weston, which was a big place to be last night. Also, look at Siesta Key, busy now in both directions for some reason. Otherwise, pretty clear in that section of Sarasota County. South County, still some build-up, 41 southbound as you approach the bypass. In this hour's Health Smart, a Utah man's quest to find kidney donors won't end anytime soon, even though the subject of his mission, his wife, now has a new kidney. Kirsten Nunez spoke to the man who says he will continue to raise awareness about the importance of kidney donations.
I was just overwhelmed. I couldn't know what to think.
Wayne Winters walks the streets with a sandwich board and a simple message, touching the hearts of drivers passing by and people all around the world.
They said, I saw you on TV and I liked the story. I want to help your wife.
After his story aired on Fox 13, it went viral. Hundreds stepping up to help him and his wife, Deanne, overwhelming Wayne with calls.
Between 700 and 800. Filled my phone up. I'm sitting here with this full phone.
Now, 3 weeks later, he's no longer shuffling along sidewalks, but through the hallways of a hospital. On Sunday, the couple got the call.
We have a kidney for you. Get down here.
A kidney donor passed away, bringing new life to his wife. She was on the waiting list for more than 2 years as she suffered through dialysis.
Just to watch somebody hooked up to dialysis is a traumatic experience. So I held my wife's hand.
Now with a new kidney, the couple can add more time and adventures to their 26 years of marriage.
If she can have a good 5 years, that would be awesome. You know, I have my wife back.
But Wayne's mission is far from over.
I would spend part of my days walking with my sign to see how many I can get.
Helping others like his wife, searching for those willing to donate.
A lot of young girls, young women, fell in love with what they saw, not me, but the idea of helping somebody with a kidney.
Taking it one step at a time.
Think about it. We could start a kidney revolution, and that would be so great.
Very sweet story there. Nice man. Still ahead, your top local news headlines, and an update on a little boy with stage 4 cancer who might be celebrating his final Christmas. He asked for Christmas cards, and after this, we'll tell you what happened.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these other injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-604-1698. That's 800-604-1698.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by your local Honda dealers.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Well, I took this picture last night during the Westin grand opening. They've got a beautiful restaurant bar pool top area on the top floor of the 18-story high-rise. That's a picture looking out toward the Sarasota Bayfront. If it was light outside, you'd see Marina Jack off in the distance there. Nice little shot there of the Westin. That will be our top story here in just a couple seconds. Let's check the headlines as you awaken now on this Thursday morning. Hundreds came out last night to officially open the Westin's new 18-story high-rise hotel on the Bayfront. Plus, also yesterday, Sarasota police arrested 15 suspected drug dealers in Operation Cornerstone. They're still looking for 4 others, though. And in honor of Veterans Day, the state will offer free admission for vets and those still serving at state parks around Florida. Another check of first alert traffic as you awaken now on this Thursday morning. Some build-up there on 301 in the northbound lane as you cross over State Road 70. Farther south now into Sarasota County. We'll check that and see some Bayfront issues. 41 southbound toward the 301 split. Otherwise, nothing major to speak of right now in South County. Let's check if that issue is still going on. And no, the earlier issue at the bypass is now cleared up. All right, big story here. We told you about a 9-year-old boy with brain cancer who said he wanted homemade cards to help celebrate what might be his last Christmas. Well, police from 4 New England states got together to deliver some of the 40,000 cards people from around the world sent. Officers from across New England made the trek to Portland for 9-year-old Jacob Thompson. He is battling stage 4 neuroblastoma. Police showed up with thousands and thousands of homemade cards, gifts, and police badges from across the country. Many of the officers stopped by and spent time with Jacob as he read his cards and enjoyed his gifts. We told you about this story earlier this week, and I actually got some local viewers who wrote to me and said, tell me more about how do we write to that young man. It really struck a nerve in so many hearts.
I have the address on my Facebook page, actually.
Oh.
John Scalzi, ABC7, go there.
Good.
It's well, the hospital he's staying at.
Right.
What a great story that turnout is just amazing.
That's when I first read that story early in the week, the words I had to say were that a 9-year-old or a 4-year-old boy might not make it to Christmas, so they're celebrating early this year in November, and he'd like to see some Christmas cards. I said, oh my gosh, what can we do for him? And it's so nice that so many people, 40,000 cards and counting. And also, you check out John Scalzi's Facebook page. We'll tell you how you can get involved as well if you want to support that nice young man.
What a fantastic thing.
Yes.
We have some patchy fog out there this morning. That fog is leading to some reduced visibility, as in places less than a half-mile visibility around Punta Gorda in the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. Also, Becky in Old Mayaca said it is very, very foggy at her house. So allow some extra time, particularly if you're commuting from inland locations.
Very good. More on John's forecast and more local news headlines after this. Stay with us.